what I will be covering in this section is our further advancements in the cloud space. Now, primarily the slides, this section right here, will be addressing AWS. There are other nuances that I will also be addressing. So let's begin. One thing to know is prior to 11.5, so 11.3 and before, when we were connecting into various cloud environments, especially AWS, we particularly, our targets were customers, our commercial customers, our enterprise customers. But the people that were left out in the cold were actually the government sector, so the federal side of it. And that's partly due to the fact that AWS, Azure, and various other cloud platforms were going through their FedRAMP, especially in the U.S. government, what's called FedRAMP, which is their approval process to ensure that it meets federal government regulations. Now, recently, AWS and Azure have now been, I believe, approved, or at least still in the pre-approval process, but are now allowed to provide public cloud to the federal government as a service. And so that with 11.5, it reflects that change. So what this means is that TrueSight Capacity Optimization is now able to collect performance statistics in the regions that are solely dedicated to that are FedRAMP approved, for our government customers. And so what the main customer value is that for our folks in the federal team, they are now able to position capacity optimization and cloud cost control to their customers, so they can now see cloud statistics and be able to provide cloud costing information so they can make intelligent decisions. So let's take a look at this. Create an ETL and selected AWS as the primary extractor. Now, what has changed is once I click on the Amazon Web Services connection, there is now a new field here. And it says, and now it actually specifically says, is this our target for the AWS GovGloud environment? So now it is a toggle that will flip over, and now TSCO is able to say, if it is for government cloud, here are the specific regions or metrics that we will collect. Now, alternatively, if they are using Azure as their cloud provider in the government space, this same toggle is in there as well. So we are now able to collect, again, performance statistics and configuration data from the GovCloud environments. And as you see here, these are sample data that we pulled out from those regions. What has changed from prior versions? What has changed is we now have broadened our capabilities and our visibility into other cloud spaces within those two major service providers, AWS and Azure, that is well suited for the clients that are in the U.S. government space. So again, this helps us broaden our capacity optimization reach in those target areas.